Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to my weekly Friday live card making video. If you are catching me live, it is Friday, May 24th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you're watching a replay, I will try to watch for your comments later, but I will not see your comments live. So you might be watching on my blog, you might be watching on Facebook, or you might be watching on my YouTube channel for a replay. Wherever you're watching, I just wanted to say hello and welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. So for those of you joining live on Facebook, Friday, May 24th, 11 a.m. Pacific time, please say hi so that I know that there is someone here. And then we will get started in about a minute. So if you're watching a replay, please forward about a minute. Okay. Oh, hi, Margaret. Hello, Kelly. How is everybody doing today? I hope that you are having a great day. I'm super, super excited to share these cards. I just love them. And I have a little story kind of two stories to share with you about how these came about. But these are great for either a gift card holder or a little hidden message in here. Maybe some photographs could be tucked in there. But aren't they cute? Love, love, love this paper. So I'm going to give you all the dimensions. We're going to make one together, but we're going to kind of go quick today because I have another commitment in 45 minutes downstairs on my computer on Zoom with Stampin' Up. So I need to go quick today. We're going to be fast. Put on your seatbelts, everybody. Hi, Connie, Mary, Margaret, Janet, Terry, Robin, Shan, Jeanne. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to give everyone about 30 seconds to find the live, and then we are going to go ahead and get started. Hey, welcome, Tammy. Hi, Shannon. I am so glad that you are all joining in today. I just can't wait to show you these. They're so fun to make, and I think you'll love this design, especially if you love to combine. Let's see, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different DSP patterns on that. 1, 2, 3, 3 on that. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this, 5 on this one. 5 patterns on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that one as well. Yeah. So if you love to combine patterns of designer paper, this is a fabulous project for you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Hi, Holly, Betty, Sharon, Sonia, Debbie. Hello, Mary, Beth, Susan, Linda, Lynette, Cheryl. Hello, everybody's jumping on. Thanks for joining. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you again for joining me. This is Patty Bennett. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I have a blog at pattystamps.com, over 6,000 posts there for you if you want some inspiration. I've been blogging for many, many years and have lots and lots of projects to share with you there. Today we are using the Stampin' Up! Lily Pond Lane Suite. So the suite you can find, it's in the catalog that looks like this, the new Stampin' Up! 2024-2025 catalog, page 44-45, and you can see that it consists of designer paper, some cute little embellishments, a stamp set, and then a matching set of dies. And this whole suite is really cute. You can see it's got the duck theme, the lily pond theme, the cattails, the lily pads, all that going for it, right? Well, I was not going to purchase this, at least not right away. Like, it wasn't on my A list of ordering for the new catalog. But then my friend Marcy used this paper, and she used the floral sides that you saw me use today. And that's when I decided, okay, I at least need to get the designer paper. So that's what I did. This designer paper, my opinion, I love the floral sides. The ducks are cute, but like, I don't know, I don't particularly need to use the ducks. So what I did was I looked through here and I decided to pull out all of the patterns that were florals. So I have that. I'm not going to make you dizzy. This, I know it makes you really dizzy to flip back and forth here. So I pulled out some of the plain-ish patterns, the beautiful plaid. You saw this one. Love that one. And love this one. And then there's another floral. So those were the patterns. And then there's this pink one here. Sorry, just trying to do this off camera so that you don't get super dizzy. So those were kind of the patterns that I pulled out to work with for these cards. And then I noticed that the in color paper stack is a perfect complement. So if you pull out the peach pie and the pretty in pink in any of these patterns in this paper stack, perfect complement. So I've got some of those as well. Let me show you kind of the bones of the project, how it goes together. We'll cut the paper and we'll make one. I was inspired by this little folder thing here. I had ordered a hat from Rifle Paper Company, and many of you probably recognize their kind of their signature type of a print, a floral print. My hat is similar, but it does not have the dark colors. I should have brought it over here. But, you know, as you know, I had the surgery on my head a month ago. It's been 1 month now. And I so have been hiding under a hat for a month. And I ordered a hat. And the receipt came tucked in here. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally love this. So I pulled it apart. I loosened the glue. I pulled it apart, kind of dissected it. And I wanted to make this. But this is bigger than an 11-inch piece of cardstock. So I scaled it down so you can see here, there's the difference in size. I scaled it down so that I could use 8.5 by 11 thick basic white. And I am going to share the dimensions here. These will be on pattystamps.com. So if you didn't get that in the beginning, pattystamps.com tomorrow. That would be May 25th. These dimensions will be there if you want to print it or pin it. We're going to go over it today. Look, I made a little miniature one. Isn't that adorable? And I've got the cardstock size, where it gets scored, the postage die for the inside cardstock piece, how to cut the banner slit. We're going to go over that. And then the 3 pieces of DSP. So we're going to cut these now, and I'll show you how this goes together. Oh, and you'll notice the difference. So 3 of them, these 3 I made like the Rifle Paper Company one, right? So that it has the full front and then that little pocket inside. But when I got all done making these, the thought occurred to me, what if I did a point to match the pocket on the front? So this is an option. So we'll make this, and then at the very end, I'm going to cut this to show you how to do that so that you have the 2 options. But we're going to kind of make this idea first. And so we just need a thick basic white, and we're going to cut our card base to 5.5 by 11. Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Rosie. Thank you, everybody. Yes, that's true. Phyllis says we never know where we will get inspiration. You are so correct. So all we need to do is cut this at 5.5, because of course we already have 11 inches. So I'm just going to cut that at 5.5, but save this because I'll show you what to use this for. We are going to waste almost nothing for this project. And then we're going to score it at 4 and at 8. So it gets flipped around landscape direction. So score at 4, scoot it over and score at 8. And then on my first one, I went ahead and cut that notch. But I found if you glue the DSP on first, it really gives you a better result. I'll kind of go over that. So we're not going to cut the notch yet, but we will cut it. Oh, good. I'm glad, Mary. Glad you are looking forward to seeing this. So we're just going to score with, or reinforce the score. We already scored. Reinforce the score with our bone folder. And I just want to mention something. When you have the Stampin' Up! Bone folder, it has the logo here. And this black printed logo can come off onto your cardstock. I see a lot of people scoring with this end. And I always kind of cringe because I think this black is going to start wearing off onto your card. So my suggestion, my preference is always use the pointed end. That's what it's for, to do your scoring, your reinforcing. Just, it's kind of a personal preference, but it's kind of based on why. Like I always like to tell you why I have that preference. So just, I mean, that's kind of neither here nor there. But anyway, okay, back to the cutting. Sorry. Little side note, you know, that happens, right? So then we would decide on at least 2 different patterns. I like 3. So I'm going to do 3 of them. Let's do, since we already did the pointed version with this paper, let's do this one for the front. And then, let's see, inside, I think that would be a nice complement. That would be really jazzy, wouldn't it? Oh, maybe the plaid. Let's do those 3. So let's pull out those 3, and we can cut these all at once. So we need to cut the designer paper 3 pieces at 4 by 5.5. Now, if you're kind of like me and you hear your mom whispering in your ear saying, "Don't you dare put 3 different patterns on the same project," because I can hear my mom saying that, then don't do 3. You can do 2. You could do it all in one pattern. You could do a really plain one plus a more patterned one, whatever you'd like. But I picked 3, and I personally love how it came out. So now let me just show you something. If your pattern has a direction, which I kind of think this is the up and down, then that's the 5.5. See, your 5.5 is going to go across. So if you have a direction to your pattern, make sure that that is your 5.5 inch cut. And I'm going through all 3 at once. And then you'll flip it and cut it at 4. Save this. You're going to use it. Well, you can use it. I used it. I'm trying to be mindful of the clock because, man, I've got a deadline today. All right, I'm going to put this one on the top. I found liquid glue, you know, it always seems to be kind of the most helpful because you can have a minute here to get it lined up, kind of smush it around into place. I stacked it like this onto my tabletop so that I could kind of ensure that my bottom corners were all lined up. So that's my front. My inside flap will get a pattern, and then this V-shaped part will get a pattern. So this is where you kind of decide which one. I think I'll put the plain one up here. It really doesn't matter. Oops, hang on, I got a little extra gluey bit there. Okay, so we'll put a piece in here. What did I say? The plain one? I think I said the plain one. Okay, just kind of tap it to get it like cinched up right there into the fold. Now we're going to put this one on the flap. And at first I thought, oh, I should cut it down first, but you don't need to because you're going to use this anyway. So it really doesn't matter if you cut it first or second. So I just went ahead and glued. And then we're going to cut that little dovetail. Rosie says, oh, I love the ducks. Oh, I forgot to tell you that part of the story. Let me tell you that part of the story. So I mentioned in the beginning that my friend Marcy used the floral and other patterns from this paper, and that's why I bought it. I wasn't 100% in love with the ducks, but nothing against ducks. Here's a picture of about 30 years ago. My son and we used to go to the park, local park, at least once a week and feed the ducks and the geese. We love ducks and geese. I love ducks. But on this particular paper, I just happen to love the florals and the other patterns more than I love the ducks. So I just wanted to show you, nothing against ducks. Hysterical picture, Debbie. Well, I hope it's not hysterical. I think it's adorable. I just have such fond memories. But anyway, so nothing against ducks. Just wanted to show you that I love ducks. I just love the other patterns a little bit more. So now we're going to trim that, and I'm going to keep this because I'm going to use it. And then let me show you my little trick for making that dovetail, that banner type of end. So we know this is 5.5 wide. So half of that is 2 3/4. So I'm going to put the left side at 2 3/4. That means my cutting track right here is halfway. Okay, so I'll just repeat that real quick. This is 5.5. If you put one end over here at 2 3/4, your cutting track will sit right in the middle of the card. So here's my cutting blade. I'm going to go up from the bottom 1.5 inches. So it just so happens that if you stop right here at the 11, let me see, hang on. I can zoom in. Scoot this over. Okay, so now you can see. I'm sorry that shook a little bit, but I want you to be able to see this. So if you scoot your blade from the bottom up to the 11-inch mark, you're going to get a 1.5-inch slit, and that's exactly what I want. So, sorry, standing up, looking through the camera. So I'm going to stop right where the little notch right in the center. Do you see that little notch is pointing at the 11, and I'm going to stop. And then I am going to put, hey, it needs to focus. Focus, focus. Hang on. Maybe I should zoom. There. Sorry. It was having trouble focusing. Let me zoom back out a little bit. I just wanted you to be able to see that. Now I am going to put the point of my paper in the track, so it's in the center of the track, and I'm going to close this so that I can look through this track, still keeping the point there. I'm looking through the track, and I'm looking for the end of that cut to appear right in the track. And I'm going to go up here, right to that cut line. I'm going to flip it and do the same thing, but in the opposite side. And this doesn't have to be, 1,000,000% perfect. My goodness, nobody is going to get out a ruler and check to see if your little banner pieces are perfectly even. But see, that's the easiest way to do it. And then, of course, I saved all these, and I tried to sort of make a card with them. It's a little bit of an epic fail at the moment, but we'll see. Maybe it'll turn out better when I'm done with it. I don't know. Anyway, oh good, Debbie loves the tips. Thanks, Robin. Oh, thanks everybody. I'm glad you liked the picture. So then we are going to use tear and tape because this little pocket, forgot to scooch back out here. This little pocket, can kind of get like some wear and tear, right? So you want to make sure that you've got a strong adhesive. Another tip, I always burnish with my bone folder to make sure that that's really good and stuck. I use my old pokey tool that I use for all things gluey and foam adhesive sheets and all those things to peel these off. That's the easiest way I find to peel them off. Then you close that up and you use your bone folder again to make sure that that's nice and secure. So that right there, that's just the bones of this project. Not hard at all. Very fun. Sorry, I'm going to scoot back out a little bit again. Sorry, I know that keeps shaking it, and I'm sorry about that, but I want you to be able to see it. That's the bones of the project. Inside each of them, I did a cute little insert that uses the perennial postage die with a piece of white cardstock. So I just kind of went through and I said, well, I think that Pretty in Pink and, sorry, I can't think and look at the same time. Pretty in Pink and Pretty Peacock and Peach Pie. I didn't realize it was all the P names. Okay, Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, and Pretty Peacock. Boy, don't ever say that really fast. That those were the colors that went really well with all of these. So I just die cut a bunch of them, and then I was able to look at my project and say, well, I think I'm gonna, have a nice contrast, and I'm gonna use this color, whatever color you want. So let's do Pretty Peacock. Now remember that strip that came off of cutting the base? That's what we're going to use for the white insert. And that's this. So I said on postage die, your piece of cardstock is 4 3/4 by 4. And again, this will be on my blog tomorrow, so don't worry. You don't have to write it all down. So I'm going to cut that at 4. And 2 3/4. And that just seemed to be like a really great size for putting on top of the postage die. But before we put it on the postage die, remember these pieces. We are going to punch with this new tab punch. And I have to pick one here. And I think I'll do this one. And it will work either direction. You can put it in this way or you can put it in this way. So depending on if you have a pattern, I'm trying to see here if I could capture. Let's do it right there. We can capture some of that flower. So you're going to make a tab, punch a tab with the new tab punch. If you only have the die, you could use the die. I personally kind of love the punch with this one. Okay, we're going to fold it, and I'm going to stick it on here first. That way it gets sandwiched by the white cardstock to kind of help hold it on there. You just want to kind of center it left to right and have it sticking up about that much, give or take, roughly. Just want to make sure that it's going to fit down inside the pocket and fit, not going above that fold. And then just a little bit of glue here for that piece of white that you cut. Well, that I cut. You'll cut it when you make it. And there you go. That's the insert. On these, well, on all my projects, I grabbed my ephemera pack. Let me see. It's called Saying Something. And I just started pulling out a whole bunch of greetings from this for my projects today. So this one is the You Make My Life Rosy. Super cute. This one, can you see the shimmer? This was white in that package. I used my Pretty Peacock Stampin' Blend to color the Hello die cut and make it peacock to match the peacock. And then I added Wink of Stella. Same thing for this one. This one was actually kind of like a mustardy color. Maybe it's supposed to be crushed curry, maybe. I'm not positive. And I colored it with my Peacock Stampin' Blends and added the Wink of Stella. I added the cute little hello from that same ephemera pack in there. Oh, let's see. This one I took. I think. Did I take that out of there? I must have. This one, this I think I will do with you on a separate video on another day. This is another hysterical Patty story. So I am looking at these lilies thinking, oh, we have the lily die cut. I'm going to put it on there. So I die cut it and I colored it and I stuck it on there and I realized it's the magnolia. Yeah. So anyway, I'm sure I'm not the only one that ever has made a mistake, but it still goes. But we're going to do a separate video with those die cuts and coloring those because I have other cards to show you. But the greeting came from that ephemera pack. These two both came from the ephemera pack. And can you see I added Wink of Stella to friend? It's really cute. And then this one I did stamp with birthday wishes. I think that's from Poised Peony. And then I added from the ephemera pack, it's your birthday on the inside. So what we're going to do to this one now is I'm just going to show you that once you have these scraps that you got from trimming down these 6x6 pieces, you can decide if you want to add some to the front. I think, let's see. Yeah, so this one I did that plaid piece as well. This one I actually tore the cardstock and I liked that look. So you can do that if you want to, but rather than do that to the front, I'm going to show you how I cut this, and we're going to cut this one to a point. But just know that you can use up your scraps and start decorating the front that way. You can also put scraps. Well, maybe I would put some of the plaid up here to kind of, tie in the whole, or I had all these other pieces from the in color. So maybe this would be a fun opportunity to put some color in here from the in color. You could do that. It's fun. I love just having the scraps and mixing and matching. I've often said that, maybe if I didn't do paper crafting, I would probably do quilting. Oh, I like that. I'm going to do that. I would probably do quilting because I just love all of the mix and match opportunities. And I think this would probably translate really well to quilting. Just mixing and matching all of these great patterns together. Trim that off. And then let's go ahead and notch this to a point so I can show you that. And then I have to scoot so that I can get ready for that 11:45 meeting that I need to be on downstairs. So let's see. I'm just trying to remember for sure. Like, what did I do? Now I remember. Okay. Oh, thank you. Debbie really likes the cards. Yeah, Tammy, a little Wink of Stella oopsie there. Oh, thanks, Robin. She says, I have a good eye for patterns. I appreciate that. So here's what I did. This is kind of hard to show. Let me close it because it's the easiest way to show you. This break right here between the white part of your trimmer and the case, the frame, maybe that's a better word, the gray frame, that little break right there, that's 1.5 inches. So I'm going to scoot the edge of my card right to that break. So then I know that's 1.5 inches. And again, this doesn't have to be exact because this is a handmade card, people. You can, do whatever you want. But I was trying to mimic the inside. So I'm going to make a little mark with my marker right there in the track at 1.5 and one down here at 1.5. And then I'm just going to use this to measure my 2 3/4. I mean, I could get out a ruler, but you don't have to. Okay. And I'm going to put a little mark there at the middle point, the 2 3/4. And then I'm just going to put that mark that I made in the track. I am going to scoot this down until this center mark lines up in the track. Can you see that? I hope you can. So I've got that mark in the track. I've got this center mark in the track. And I'm just going to cut. And then we're going to go from this mark in the track, put the point in the track, and hold down firmly because you don't want this to move. And I'm going to make that cut. And now we have the exact same proportion so that this mimics this and it's not two separate angles. I hope that makes sense. You might want to watch the replay if you're like, wait, what did she just say? What did she do? You might want to watch the replay. You can pause it. You can get a scrap piece of paper and practice this on your own. But this is just kind of my math brain of how it works and how I think. Maybe there's a different way. Maybe you would like to do this a different way. That's totally fine. So that is how I did the point. And then I would tuck this inside. I would add my greetings. Look how cute. So you can see the difference there. Same basic idea. One has the squared off flap. One has the point. Similar idea. So that's that, the pretty peacock one. And then here are the two similar options with that lily floral. Okay, so one has the pointed and one, has the closed off, not closed off, closed. Okay, it's not closed. What's the word? One has the pointed option, squared off. One has the squared off option. Good grief. Words can be interesting. And then here's another one with the squared off option. So that is, let's see, the story of why I didn't use the ducks, because I like the flowers. The inspiration of receiving this from Rifle Paper Company, scaling it down, and how I did the dimensions and the cutting and the scoring, and how to do the dovetail or banner end, whatever you want to call it, and then how to decorate it, and the beauty of all of these 8 sheets of greetings that make things so quick. And again, that's the Saying Something Ephemera pack. And all of these projects, plus those dimensions, will be on pattystamps.com on May 25th. That's tomorrow if you're watching this live. And you can pin it, you can print it, you can do whatever you'd like. You can rewatch the video. And I hope that you'll make some of these. I really think that this is a fun design, a great way to use lots of patterns if you like to use lots of patterns. Oh, thank you. Tracy's giving me heart eyes. Thank you. Robin says she's going to need to label the replay file with lots of tips. Well, thank you, Robin. I'm glad you liked all the tips. Yes. Oh, that's a good idea. Christine says add a little Velcro dot or a magnet as your closure. I think I have some of those little flat, sticky, self-stick magnets. That would be really cute. And don't you love that sound? Like when it goes click, right? That would be fun. That would be a great idea. Thank you, Christine. Thanks, Anita. I'm glad you like these. Oh, Robin, you're sweet. Thank you. Thanks, Shan. Thank you, Christine. Thanks, Lena and Marilyn and Patricia. Thank you, everybody. So super kind of you. I am glad you enjoyed it. I loved all the little things that came together on these cards. So I do hope that you have a great holiday weekend if you're here in the US. My husband and son will be here for 4 days. They traded their day off today for my birthday on Tuesday. So they're going to be home for 4 whole days. And I'm so excited to spend 4 whole days with them. And yeah, just have some time with them. And yeah, so, and my forehead is healing really nicely. Thank you to everybody who has been private messaging me with words of encouragement and everything. I think in another week, I bet you I won't even have to cover it with a Band-Aid. I'm so thankful. I just can't believe what a miracle God has performed in healing the wound. It's just amazing in 4.5 weeks. So Anyway, thank you everybody, and I will see you next week for another fun video on Friday. And I hope you get some stamping time in this weekend. That's what I think I would like to do. I will see you soon. Bye, everybody.